Okay, so again, rails still left in place. Now, from what I understand, I don't have any official confirmation, but from the stories that I've received, is that these rails were left in place from here, basically right where the golf course is, was basically so you could get onto, there's about a quarter of a mile here that's left in place so you could get onto the bridge. I think the plan was to come back and originally remove these rails. So basically in 2008, when they started removing the rails, they got up to here, and then this is where they basically stopped, and then they resumed on the other side of the viaduct. So here you can see the flanger sign for the crossing. So again, they stopped, and I don't know, I've heard that there were some issues getting the rails off the bridge, off the viaduct. I'm not entirely sure what the story was, but in any case, that essentially left these rails in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some footage that we took from 3 years ago, where you can actually see the we kind of go in and kind of drop down and take a look at the what's going on with the rails here. So this is Algoma, Canada. Hopefully everybody can see that okay. Algoma, Canada, 100 pound. Can't see if there's a date on here. Right there. So Algoma, Canada, 100 pound, 1957. Okay, so we're gonna get going here. We did this back 3 years ago. This is going to be interesting. There's a culvert here, but there's no marker, so we can't see the mileage. There's some people playing the I don't know what that's called, frisbee golf on the golf course. The beaver's been hard at work here. So when we were here 3 years ago, I likened this to actually being on a train, because you can hear this chunk, 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 chunk as we ride on the rails. So this line was mostly all old jointed rail, so 39-foot lengths of rail all joined together. You can see here with the connectors, the track plates or fish plates. Oh, the golf balls in there. Everybody needed some golf balls. There's like a bazillion golf balls in there. There were sections of the modern continuously welded rails. Wow, look at this. There was a beaver in here. Like, there's golf balls everywhere. Holy cow. And it stinks. Whoa, it's not good. All right, so kind of a neat find here, right beside the grade. You can see all of the golf balls from the golf course in here. These people have a bit of a, what's the term? Slice. So you can see we have a telegraph pole here, kind of buried in what used to be this beaver dam here. You can see there's at least one green insulator on here. It's a Brookfield. You can see the pole here. Trying to see if there's a 2 on it. Oops, just dropped my gloves. Trying to see if there's a date nail on here. I don't see one. Obviously, again, just a whole big sort of swampy area here from where the beaver was here. See the bottom end of the pole over there. So there were sections of continuously welded rail, but those are just mostly used here and there on certain sections. That kind of all started to happen around, again, that 1982 we talked about, when they laid down the ballast on the line. They put in that some portions of continuously welded. Let's stop and take a picture here. All right, let's resume our chugging here. Very bouncy. So my bike is a hardtail, so I don't have rear suspension. Pause again here and take another picture. Okay. Chug, 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 chug. So we've got a couple things coming up here. So first of all, we actually have a very interesting crossing here. So we have a creek that passes underneath, and then there's a cement culvert that they put in. Very unusual, kind of never seen one like that on the line. So we're gonna drop down and take a look at that. All right, so we're down here below the level of the grade, which you can see is just up above us. I don't know, we're probably about 20 feet down or so. And so you can see this really, really neat concrete structure that we have here. You can actually see there's almost like a little dam here in the creek. I'm not quite sure why this rock wall was placed here, but what we're going to do is we're going to carefully work our way over here and take a look at the culvert in a little bit more detail. As I've mentioned before, I've been here on a previous occasion, and there is no date stamp or anything on this culvert, so I have no idea when it was constructed. It looks a little newer compared to some of the ones that we've seen before. The concrete isn't cracking, it's not flaking, it's not falling apart, so it might very well be a much newer structure. And so this one's big enough that we can actually walk our way through. You can see there's a tie plate here. Just gotta watch my head. You can see there's metal strapping here to protect the joints. And my dog seems to really, really enjoy this this culvert. Seems to be a little wetter here than it was the last time I was here, which is weird because it's been so very, very dry. Try to get my way out of here without getting too wet. So you can see the structure here from the north side, I guess you can call it. I'm going to try to move my way around here without falling into the water. Again, no date stamp or any other type of identifying feature on there. Again, you can see the shape it's in. So again, I'm hedging my bets on the fact that this is a newer type of structure. This is not some of the older ones that we've seen before. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump back up on the grade and continue pushing our way to the west, and we're going to be arriving at the viaduct in a very, very short period of time. Okay, so before we run away, I'm just going to show you a few little clips here. So when we were here the last time, you'll actually see we kind of looked at more of the rails. Here you can see the condition of some of them. You can see that right here at the joint, very rolled, very even on this side here. This outside part is very, very rolled. You can see that there's a chip here and a crack. The flange here is all cracked here at the joint. Look at all along there, all cracked and broken. And so here we have Dominion rails, 100-pound. I think I read somewhere here, 1952. And so these ones, this rail is Algoma, 115-pound, 1991. So somewhere here is supposed to be, there's a milepost marker for the culvert. Let's see if it's got something on it. Because around here is supposed to be milepost 173. Yeah, who the heck is reading that? I see a 7. That's about it. So milepost 173 is supposed to be in here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. I gotta check and see if I've got some spare batteries. My GPS just died, so my rechargeables went kaput. If 173 is hiding here in the trees, you're never going to see it. So here's the problem. The sun comes out and you can't see anything. Okay, let's pause here for a second. I'm going to see if I got some spare batteries.